And we are live. Well, welcome everybody. This is Peter Palmiati. This is Making Comics and Art 370 something. I forget what number we are at, but here we are with Ben Ferrari.
Hey,
Welcome back.
nice. Thank you for having me. It's
Oh,
fun
my
to meet
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I think we've probably chatted a few times briefly online, but this is the first time we're hanging out, so it's kind of exciting.
yeah, it's like I have 5,000 close personal friends on Facebook. Uh, it's
Yeah.
it's hard to keep track of everybody, but
Well, I get lost in the shuffle sometimes.
yeah.
Understandable. I forgive you.
So yeah, we're here to talk about you and talk about your book. I guess like we'll start with the oldest question in the world. How'd you get into comics? When did you start?
Well, I'll be 50 here in a few months, and so I was 10 years old. Picked some Transformers and GI Joe comic books off the spinner rack at 7-Eleven in Anaheim, California, and I was there for probably a couple of years, and then discovered comic book shops, and very briefly have stopped collecting comics over 40 years. I sold a guitar when I was 16. I sold my collection, I should say, when I was 16 and bought a guitar, uh, and then immediately started over collecting, because I wasn't actually going to stop. And then I was fortunate enough to work for Rob Liefeld in 94 to 96, approximately 2 years. I actually met him at church in Brea, California. He was a youth leader, and I bugged him for a tour. I want to say I was 18 right out of high school. Well, yeah, I graduated in 94. So the summer of 94 after high school, I got a job with him. He actually put me at Image Comics right next door to Extreme Studios off Catella Avenue in Anaheim. And I was helping Image Comics with fan mail and, the basics basically for a while. And then at San Diego Comic Con, I was fortunate to go help out Image and be at their booth. And he said, "Hey, I'm just going to bring you over to Extreme Studios." And I said, "Okay, whatever. Great. Thank you. Wonderful." So I spent a good amount of time in the bullpen of Extreme Studios learning how to make comic books. So, I had been collecting for 10 years or so by the time I got that job. And it was my love, my obsession, drawing all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I learned how to make comics. And that ended in 96 or so. And I moved up to San Francisco Bay Area, and I've been here ever since. I moved in 2001, so that's 25, 24 years. And 2008, I started making comics full time. That was the digital webbing era, and maybe even before that was digital webbing. And then Facebook was 2009, I think, where I met a lot of friends at digital webbing and started making comics. And then we all sort of shifted over to Facebook, and we've all been, there's a good group of us continuing to this day making books. So I can go into a lot more detail. I have books published by a good publisher in the last couple of years during the pandemic and after. Um, I've done San Diego Comic Con with them a few years, and I have a new series right now. I've probably been involved with over 100 books. Most of those mine, meaning under my label, my printing, my publishing label, Pilot Studios, and then plenty helping other people too. Just doing a cover, doing a pinup, doing a short story. One thing I love about comics is the collaborative part. I'll do something for a friend of mine. I'll draw a story, and he'll letter 3 stories. Because the time, what I mean. It sort of all equals out. So that's what got me into comics, and that's my overall journey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool about comics. It's like I've been part of different circles, but my circle seems to have like formed and dispersed, formed and dispersed.
Yeah,
um,
Yeah.
So I'm with a new couple of different circles of friends, and it's always, it's always refreshing to meet new creators, and kind of gives me my spark back
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely
Um,
new blood into the mix.
yeah, and we'll be going to your Kickstarter soon.
Sure.
But I noticed like you had a couple of backstories, and I think that's so cool. Let's see. How do I share here again? Actually, I'll just go there now. Window. Here we go. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So here's your Kickstarter.
Yeah. So this is Kanan the Marauder. I'd say during the pandemic, I ended up really getting into Conan the Barbarian, the 300 or so issues from the 70s and 80s. And I spent a lot of time going to these shows, into the back issue bins, as I did so much as a kid, and doing a deep dive on Conan the Barbarian, and I loved it. And so I Kanan the Marauder is uh, absolutely inspired by Conan the Barbarian. There are huge differences. He's a humanoid rabbit, number one. We don't go into magic; it's all adventure, sword and sandals. Um, so really, the similarities end right there with the name and the general feel, right? But we're doing something. What's that?
I said right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it came from, and then of course you just end up going in completely different directions. So this is a 4-issue series, Kanan the Marauder, set far in the future. Kanan is a very much in the Conan archetype. Lonely wanderer, boozer, sitting in taverns all the time. People come up to him, asking him for help. Sometimes he goes and helps people with their problems. Usually he blows them off because he has no interest in their problems. Fighting monsters, very much Conan. The first 4 issues, which are 100% done, I spent the last couple of years with Kurt Belcher plotting, and he would write the stories, and then I would do the art. And so we are 100% done with 4 issues of Kanan the Marauder, set far in the future. Man is long gone. The oceans have risen and fallen, and all that nuclear waste and energy has accelerated, the evolution of the animals that were left, and they mutated and they became, smarter, basically. So we have a world full of talking animals and monsters, and so the first 4 issues is him. The story I would compare remotely to Old Man and Cub. Am I getting that right? Yeah, Old Man and Cub, the old manga. And this kid is Kanan kills his father in the first issue, a warlord, and then the kid sort of latches on to him. So he's basically befriending and having adventures with this teenager, wandering the wastelands. And then we have a nice twist at the end that turns that sort of Old Man and Cub theme on its head, gives it a little bit of originality at the end, which I really like. So first issue was successful. I'm doing, and now we're halfway through the second issue, the Kickstarter anyway. You can see on there we did a $500 goal, which is low for Kickstarters.
Right.
But it's an unknown character. It's the Conan archetype. I would not say is particularly popular, although the Conan comic books are doing very well. It's not superhero, it's not horror, and those are the kind of the most popular things in American comics as far as I'm concerned. So I went for a low goal of 500, and we're doing 2-week campaigns versus the typical 30 days, so it's a quick turnaround. I'm pre-printing the books, and so when the campaign is over, I'm able to ship them immediately, so people have them, within 2 weeks basically of a campaign ending, and then I'm starting the next issue 6 weeks after the end of the campaign. So, I want to get them out regularly. So every 6 weeks, we're launching a 2-week campaign, and people can decide on whether to support the next issue based on the book that they just received, which is
Right.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's different. I think it's how often do you support a Kickstarter and 6 months, a year goes by, and maybe they put a second issue out, and I'm not knocking anybody. It's very difficult to make comics and expensive. It takes a long time. And but I just decided, hey, we're going to finish the 4 issues and put them out regularly, And so far, so good.
Awesome. Yeah, I heard you mention a short campaign. I didn't realize it was that short.
Yeah, right. It's about half. It's about half of what's typical.
Yeah.
So what we got there under story, I don't know if you can zoom in on that. It doesn't really matter. So you see 4 different types of artwork, or 4 different scenes from his life. We're doing stories based on 4 eras of his life. The first one, well, the main one is Kanin the Marauder, where he is an adult. He's wandering the wastelands, as I've described, having adventures. But we're also doing stories called Lil Kanin Adventures. He is a child. He is a toddler. And you can see his personality was intact way back then. So we're doing short stories in the issues for Little Kanin Adventures. We're doing short stories for Young Kanin the Rebel. He is a teenager. He is meeting girls. He's partying. He's doing things that teenagers do, learning about life and the truths about life, right? And that we have a short story in this issue, Kanin the Marauder number 2, for Young Kanin. And then the Little Kanin Adventures, that short story was in issue 1, and we have another one which I believe will be in issue 3. And then, of course, Kanin the Marauder, the main story, and that's 22, 24 pages, right? So that's the bulk of every issue. Nice. And then Old Man Kanin, we have 1 short story planned. I think it's going to go in issue 4. Kurt Belcher is writing and doing the art for that. And similar to Conan, he is a king. He is a conqueror, but he's not a good king. We're doing something a little bit different there too, where he is, he's not done a good job. He's got that red hand on his chest, and that's sort of a bloody hand, his emblem. So, there's elements of Conan, but we're doing things, differently. Right. I don't want to just do Conan. I want to do my own thing. But I'm extremely proud. The idea of doing 4 different eras in a character's life, I don't think it's been done. Maybe it's been done, but not on a large scale where I would have seen it. Occasionally you see different, you see an old version or whatever, but 4 different versions, I think is kind of new. And it's coming along. It's looking really good.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So cool.
Yeah. That art is by Kurt Belcher.
All that?
That 4-part piece of art, that's Kurt Belcher. And Seb Valencia on colors. And then various people did the logos.
Now that you said his name to me like 8 times, I do remember Kurt. I mostly know him as an artist, and I've seen his work around for years and years.
Exactly. Yeah, he's an extremely talented writer too. Yeah, he's a good guy to collaborate with.
Awesome. So, do you see this enlarged on your screen or on the screen?
It's big enough. Yeah.
Because I went in closer.
No, you did zoomed in closer. Yes, absolutely. I did see that. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. So, should I pull out now? I guess so people can see more what you got going on here. Is the welcome all that they can read. Then interior teams, here we go. So you got a whole crew. Art story, you, Kurt, colors, letters.
On the main story, I got Federico Pepito Siak Jr., Alex DeLuca did letters on issue 1 and 2. Warren Montgomery did issues 3 and 4 coming up on the letters. The short story, and then James Banderas Smith. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He did one of the covers you'll see below. He did an additional short story in this issue of Kanin the Marauder during that era. with script by Kurt, but the story and art and colors is all James Smith, and it's just super fun, super different. I like to see different interpretations, so that was great. Yeah, that's his cover right there, James Banderas Smith. And like I said, I pre-printed some books, and there's that cover, and it's fantastic. I love it. It's different.
He did his own too,
credits
right?
down there. We also have a short, Mark Miyashiro, who is actually my father-in-law, did the young Kanin the Rebel story that's showing up in issue 2 as well. So this book is 30 pages. It's a fat one.
That's good. That's good. That's awesome.
That cover is by Kurt Belcher as well and Seb Valencia.
Yeah, I recognize his stuff.
And then this one is mine.
Yeah.
I did this. I homaged a old Brigade cover by Roger Cruz for this.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, mid-90s image book.
Yep. It's nice.
Thank you.
I like your style.
I appreciate that. It's we got 3 covers to choose from. 22 pages, I want to say, for the the main interior story. 3 pages for Young Kanin the Rebel, and 5 pages for the other Kanin the Marauder story. So, and I love the colors. I mean, this is a desert scene, and the guy Federico Pepito Seahawk Jr. just is amazing.
It's very old school, which I love, and sometimes really prefer.
Right on.
People doing computer coloring, unless you're a master at it, everything sort of blends together and looks the same.
Yeah. I would agree. A lot of times it's just too busy, too oversaturated, too much, and I think this is kind of perfect.
Yeah. Especially with your work, it definitely looks really nice.
So in the beginning of this issue, so the first issue, as I mentioned, he kills this warlord, and he lets the guy's son live, and the son shows up in this issue, sort of chasing him down, and they are attacked by a group of pirates called the Dust Bunnies, and they fly in a zeppelin, basically a floating boat across the desert. So we move the story along. The first issue, a lot of forests and some caves. The second issue, he's in the desert and sailing through the skies on this zeppelin. By the third issue, we see him on a boat, and there's a massive sea monster that attacks the ship. And then by the fourth issue, they're on an island. So literally, I wanted to do as many different settings as I possibly could, and we did it.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Looks really good.
Yeah.
And then additional material. So this is one of the short stories in the back?
Yes. And so what we did, my father-in-law did the Young Kanin the Rebel story, right? So he's got a very underground comics style and feel.
Yep.
Very much, in the vein of R. Crumb and Fritz the Cat and much older comics, right? So it was perfect to decide to do that style for this teenage version of the character, where he's learning what life's really about, and meeting girls and partying and things. So yeah, Mark did the art, and Seb Valencia did colors. Mark did the letters too, actually.
Oh yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
And this is James's work.
James Banderas Smith. We have a short story where it's current day, and Kanin is eating his dinner, which includes a frog, and eating the frog, licking the frog, however you want to describe that, sends him on sort of a psychedelic journey. So that's what you're seeing right there, is all in his mind. Just the weirdest, coolest, things are going on, and James pulls it off. Really kind of creepy and weird, and I love it.
Yeah. It's your so is the original art is available. One of the push levels.
Yep, that's one of the tiers exactly. First issue sold, so I'm hoping this issue sells as well. This cover, I mean.
All right, and update stretch goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a original art on every single backing board. I think I put 500 there, but that's not right. The first stretch goal will be 1,000. Stretch goal, $500 is not the stretch goal, so that's a mistake. I need to correct that. $1,000 I'm gonna do will be the first stretch goal, and I'll do on the backing board that I put every issue into the plastic sleeve and backing board. I'll do a shot of KANIN on that. So
cool. All right, let's see.
And I've got a tier on there where you can get the first 2 issues, of course, issue 1 and issue 2. I thought I would show off one of my favorite covers. This is one of the covers of issue 1.
Well, they just see the Kickstarter page right now, right?
Right.
Or
they can see you and me though, right?
Oh, I only see the Kickstarter page, so I don't know what you showed.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Good point. All right. Well, if you can see this cover is by Luis Rivera. One of the 3 covers available for issue 1.
So we'll just run down the pledge levels. You can support anything. You can get the digital copy, 10 the KANIN Smith cover, $10. Butcher cover, $10. Your cover, $10. So here's the KANIN 2-in-1 for 18 print editions. All regular covers for issue 2. You get the whole shebang for $25. All right. So let's see. Let's just go to the top again. I don't think there's
under the add-ons. There's a bunch more things you can add on.
Okay. Yeah. So right. All right. So yeah. I shared this around, probably last week and today and maybe yesterday as well. Just to get people in the know that it's live and happening.
I appreciate it. Cool.
Yeah, and if you watch this, there's still 6 days left right now. You pledge, you get share, you tell your mom. All that shit.
Exactly. I want the first issue doubled about what you're seeing here, so I'm hoping to meet that on the second issue. You will get your books within a week or so, 10 days at the most, of the campaign ending. And then I throw some stickers in and other things too. So, yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And it's a thick book at 30 pages of story.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm going to stop and get back here. All right. Yeah, I was just staring at the Kickstarter page. All right, we have Jason, Unhinged. Names are familiar to me as well. Bull Homaging Brigade.
It's really it's an homage of Roger Cruz. The Brigade series, I don't know what you thought about it, but not so good. Had its moments, but right on. Yeah, Roger Cruz is amazing. I loved his run on that book.
Yeah, I love his work. He does great work.
Yeah. I also did 2 volumes of a book called The Carriers. This is probably one of my 2 crowning achievements. Weaponized Carrier Pigeons and Their New York Adventures, Volume 1, Volume 2, Season 1, Season 2. Very much in the Turtles genre, except better, if I can say that. I believe it's better. I think the characters are more distinct and unique, and they fly, and some really cool weapons. So this is volume 1, came out from Red 5 Comics during the pandemic. The single issues were the highest numbers for a post-pandemic comic for Red 5. So that was pretty cool. And then we put this out probably a year and a half later, volume 2. So those are both available on the on their Red 5 Comics site as well. Really good artwork. Erica J. Heflin and I created it. Look at that. That's a Luis Rivera cover.
Yes.
And then really good interiors. This issue was done by Elias Martins. So, it's this is a good looking book. Available on red5comics.com. So I got 2 volumes of that. I got a really political book that I did starting in 2016 called Always Punch Nazis.
Oh, question. Are you doing late pledges?
Yes, I think everything's open to late pledges. Yeah. I mean, if you pledge now, obviously you still got plenty of time on volume 2, and then you can get issue 1 as well.
Okay.
Currently, but yes, the answer is I think everything is available for late pledges.
So, Punch Nazis, you can put that up again.
Oh yeah, Always Punch Nazis.
Yes.
We did 3 volumes of it. This is an extremely political book. Clearly, volume 2. This is volume 3. This was done in 2020. Volume 1 we started and finished, I think, in 2017. Volume 2 about 2 years later, and volume 3 in 2020. And then I did a hardcover collection, which I didn't grab. Oh, there it is. I put all 3 volumes together in a hardcover. That was my biggest Kickstarter to date. Pilot Studios logo there, matte black cover. 220 pages, Always Punch Nazis with the Pilot logo, Omnibus, Volume 1, and then a cool back cover. And all of those are available on Etsy as well. Not as well. They're only available on Etsy under Always Punch Nazis. You'll find it. So I just wanted to point out kind of my biggest things, Carriers, Always Punch Nazis, and now I would guess KANIN is my number 3. My new series.
That's awesome. You're busy. Good.
Yeah. Pretty much every night I try and get something done, I haven't been drawing lately. Here's a penciled page from issue 5. So I've been inking my own pages, all these basically the first 4 issues I did all the art. And then Kurt decided he wanted to ink an issue. So I think I'm 22 pages into a 24-page story of KANIN the Marauder number 5. And that all of these pages are inked by Kurt. They're all done. He inks digitally. So I scan a page, I send it to him, and he inks it up over a couple hours. So we've got... So, this is, I think, page 1 of issue 5. And then, of course, it'll look different because he's putting his touch on it. But, so, I'm going to do these 4 issues, which is 1 story. And then we'll do issue 5, which is a 1-shot. And I'm just going to keep making them. I really have a lot of fun with this. I like the character. Kurt writes great dialogue and script. And I'm sick of superheroes.
Well, just go with what you like. I mean,
not to rain on anybody's parade. I've loved superheroes since I was 10 years old. I just want to do something different.
The background is my superhero character. Speaking of,
oh really?
Yeah, that's my character's retro.
Okay.
Yeah, so sort of a street level superhero.
Yeah.
So
So tell me about a little bit about what you're doing, because I saw some Blood Force stuff. Are you inking other
well,
people's work?
yeah, I mean, I'll do anything that comes my way that I can get paid on.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Uh, yeah, Blood Force was a wraparound cover. I inked that, and it sold. It was a pledge level on the Kickstarter.
Cool.
He's going to fulfill that, and then go to Kickstarter again for issue 2. Issue 2, I'll be inking somebody else for alternate cover for that.
Okay.
And on my Facebook and elsewhere, I posted. I'm going to forget names, but let me see if I can look it up really quick. I got another cover coming to me from Sheldon. Ba, ba, ba. My biggest gig is I'm inking what will be 150 page graphic novel called Faction Paradox.
Cool.
Originally, it was a series. Okay, let me just say this. Okay, Occult Descent is the other cover I'll be inking. I just posted it on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that.
Cool.
Sheldon Martin, it's his creation. He's the artist. I don't know if he's ever been inked, but he was really into me inking him, so I'm looking forward to that. So Faction Paradox, it was originally a series through Image. Only lasted 2 issues because of numbers. We did, 6 pages for issue 3. Those pages still exist and will be in the graphic novels. Those were inked over Jim Calfury.
Okay.
We have a new artist, Les Lyndon Gardner, who's penciling the book now. This is his work. This is actually,
Wow, that's
except
tremendous.
except for a couple of special effects, it's pretty much inked.
That's your inks over a blue line printout or red line.
Yeah, I do red, but it's
Cool.
I just printed out his pencils and inked it.
I love it.
But,
That's incredible. Yeah.
yeah, he's really awesome, and this book is going to kill me.
But it's a paycheck, huh?
But it's a paycheck.
So they're
Yeah,
collecting those 2 issues. They're collecting the 2 issues that went to Image as well as more stuff.
yeah. So I think it was like 30 pages from the original series, plus another 120 or however the math goes. It's going to be a big graphic novel. There is the writer. Well, it's a different writer. The original series was Lars Miles, I think.
Okay.
He was a Doctor Who novelist, which Faction Paradox is everything that wasn't Doctor Who, because it was originally a Doctor Who novel called Faction Paradox.
Okay.
So it's the universe he took from that made into the comic. The new writer is Finn Clark, and he loved the original series. He had an idea to make it into a graphic novel, but it has like a couple of different endings, so it's sort of like choose your own adventure endings.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a big ass book. You'll hear all about it way before it comes out, way before we crowdfund it. But it does have Finn is out in London, so it does have a UK publisher.
Oh,
But
who?
we're going to do the Kickstarter for the American audience or whoever else wants a copy of it. Yeah, and then I have like stuff by Brett Cantrell for his book. Hawk in New York is another indie book. A friend of mine, Randy Bishop. I'm forgetting like 100 things. Oh, I'm penciling and inking a book called Icebox, which is a
Okay.
cyberpunk TNA book.
Okay.
That I'm co-creating, co-writing, penciling, inking, and we have a colorist.
Nice.
That will be crowdfunded hopefully this year. I'm doing well. I'm going to be doing a book for my Patreon, like an ongoing comic there called Nice Monster that I'm co-writing with a friend of mine.
Cool.
I got like 10 different projects,
You sound busy too.
and yeah, things popping up and thrown at me. Essentially too much work.
That's a good place to be in.
Yeah.
And I have to say, all these projects that we do now, isn't Kickstarter and Indiegogo, aren't these? Isn't it the best thing that's ever happened to comics? You know, as far as, I mean, you're making a living presumably from a page rate sometimes, but probably partially from crowdfunding. You know, and it's an amazing time to be a part of that.
I do know, like with Indiegogo, I don't know if they're as good anymore.
Oh, really? Something's changed?
A company bought them out. From what I've seen, a couple of campaigns have chosen to go elsewhere.
Interesting.
Because they're more corporate or something. I'm not sure. We'll see. I want to see something successful over there, because I think people had some problems. Like Kenneth Rappaport.
Sure. Yeah.
His book.
Uh-huh.
He was going to crowdfund that on Indiegogo in October. Okay. That's when they reformatted the whole site, and the new company people took over.
Yeah.
And he has yet to crowdfund his newest book. So I'm not sure. I'm keeping an eye on what's happening over there.
Okay.
But there is Fund Your Comic.
I've heard of that. I haven't checked it out.
Luke, I'm going to forget his last name, but Luke something, indie creator, created that site, and lots of people have had success over there.
Okay.
There's other ones. There's Zoop. There's other ones, but yes, like crowdfunding is definitely changed the market. I mean, I don't have, I'm in a small town in Kentucky. I don't have a comics store in town.
No.
I buy all my comics from crowdfunders.
Really? Okay. You're not going to any stores and perusing the shelves anymore, huh?
No. And I'm too busy to get out of town.
What's that?
I'm too busy to get out of town.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
consumer.
For me, it's even when I was younger, picking up independent comics, I'd see stuff on comic book stores. I see stuff at conventions. I'd meet the creators, get to know them,
of course,
read their book, be super impressed, and then just continue following the series. Yeah. So it's kind of like that now. It's like I meet people online, I talk with them, I check out their book, read their book, look at their art, get super impressed with them, and just follow their book for as long as they put it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So crowdfunding for me is, that's the experience I want to have.
Yeah. I've probably supported 70 off the top of my head, I would say it's rare that I continue to get the books after reading an issue. I don't know exactly why. It's not that they're all bad, or I don't know. Maybe it's just that so much time goes by between issues, and so I sort of forget if I even liked it. I don't know what it is. So I honestly have not. There's no one that I follow regularly as far as supporting. I'm hit and miss. I definitely support my friends. who are doing their own Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, there is that. There is like a lot of people maybe put out an issue in a year.
yeah,
There's plenty of books that one issue came out and then nothing. But I think, do you know Isaac Bell? Well,
of course.
okay.
Yep.
So he's coming out with a Kickstarter soon. Metal.
I was just trying to remember the other part of that. Metal Shade. Yeah.
Metal Shade. Yeah. Metal Shade is his book. I believe it's the third or fourth issue. And he's putting out the newest issue as well as a trade within the same crowdfunder, which is that's weird to me. It's like you do that in two separate crowdfunders, but okay. See, I'm sure we'll do him good.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do very well, no question.
Yeah, like his artwork is amazing.
Yeah,
I picked up two of his books. I think one was drawn by him, one was drawn by somebody else. Yeah. Not super impressed with the writing, but his Metal Shade is his main title, so I want to pick that up and check it out.
Yeah, I think his other books were spin-offs, right? Solo books on his character.
Yeah. And of course, his wife is an artist and colorist, and she's amazing. I think that couple is definitely worth following long term. There's a Saya I forget how to pronounce her last name. O-U-M maybe. She has done a new book. She's done some stuff for Top Cow, I believe. She worked with Joe Benitez.
Okay.
She worked with some other people. Oh, she's done some Ghost Machine, the family
Rockefellers.
Rockefeller. Yeah. She's done some work, maybe an issue or maybe more on Rockefellers. She has her own book. It's like I got a lot in my brain. Okay, so it's Neon Eden is her title.
Neon Eden, okay.
Yeah, it's brand new. She just crowdfunded the first issue, but she says she wants to get 3 issues out this year.
Okay.
Having worked for other companies, she knows what she can produce in a certain amount of time.
Right.
Let's see if she
3 issues in a year.
Yeah. So yeah, her book looks really fun. It has a cat in it, and the cat has a friend that's a cat hologram.
A cat hologram?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the main character is the human, Yeah. But should be interesting. Yeah, just like there's a lot of creators and a lot of. I'm personally all about the art first.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
if it's a good or great story, then plus. If I don't get the book story wise, then it's nice to look at, but pass. Yeah.
Same. The best writer in the world can do a book, but if I don't like the art, I'm not going to pick it up. And then hopefully, if the story's good, then I'll keep at it. But plenty of books I pick up and never pick up again because either the story's bad. Typically that's what it is. Even with good art, I won't continue a book without both being good.
I have, of course, your link in the chat.
Oh, good. Thank you.
But it's also down below in the video description box. Okay. And if you look at all the information there, I have a list of crowdfunders. Some of it may not be new or current, but it's people I follow and their creations. you know, it's like my friend Randy's down there, Saya's down there. I believe I put her in recently. Bunch of different people. I can't keep track of anything anymore, but you know, it's all down there.
Right on.
But yeah, you know, it's like even before I started doing comics for a living, because I started relatively late. I was 28 when I started getting into inking and working in comics.
Okay.
I had various day jobs before that. But you know, I've been promoting people and artists and writers even before, you know, I got into this world.
Right.
You know, I mean, heck, I started with my brother. It's like, you know, I praised him as like, oh yeah, have you seen his artwork? You know,
Yeah.
and he never, you know, like he's drawn some stuff. You know, like he's mostly known as an inker and a writer, but you know, growing up, he'd be drawing all the time, and he's really good, but you know, in a quirky style kind of way. Um, but he has drawn some stuff. In fact, way back when Marvel had Marvel Comics Presents,
Way
um,
back. Yeah.
that was like sort of a tryout for people and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think my first couple of pages I inked for Marvel was Marvel Comics Presents.
Okay.
But he illustrated one chapter of a Ghost Rider story.
Cool.
And at the time, he asked me, you know, if I would be willing to take, you know, for him to take some pictures of me for the story to help him,
Terrific.
you know, get some poses and whatnot.
Yep.
I said, sure. And, you know, I had no idea like what any of the story was until it was published. And it was a Ghost Rider story. And in the story, there's a character that's a bum. And that's I'm the bum.
You're like, thanks, bro.
So with my comic retro, not the first issue, but the second issue, he's going to be the villain.
Jimmy.
So he's going to be the villain called Button Man.
Cool. Little payback.
So I asked his permission, and he laughed and said sure.
Cool. And that's your new book you're working on?
Yeah. So retro. It's kind of shelved at the moment because I was gonna have somebody color it, and I went through two different people. The first guy took way too long, like took 4 months to color 3 pages. I was like, you know, I need to get somebody else. Right. And then a friend of mine offered, but his heart wasn't into it, and he was getting out of comics at the moment. You know, lots of life stuff going on. And I thought about it for a long time. I was like, well, you know, I wrapped my head around like, because I have an artist friend of mine who drew the first issue, Rich Fuchsia. And he did a fantastic job. But then he told me he's going to get into painting and illustration. So I said, okay. So I wrapped my head around it, and I was like, oh, I'll draw it. You know, I may not be as good as this guy, but I could step up to the plate. Okay. And yeah, so coloring fell through with a couple of people. It's like, I don't want to go through this experience again with somebody else. I'll just color it myself. And so that's what I plan to do this year. But I need a block of time. Yeah. And, you know, I got a ton of work, but the good thing is most of the time I can make my own schedule, you know, and I can figure out at some point a block of my time I got 2 different methods. So I got an iPad and Procreate, and then I can also do Clip Studio Paint. I'll figure out the balance. Maybe I'll use both. Maybe I'll use one. But yeah, I'm going to go for more of a what you would see in an 80s comic book kind of look.
Okay.
I'm not looking to do anything fancy, and the character is called Retro, so it will work.
Well, if you decide to try some people out again, if you decide it's too much to take on, which it would be for me, I have a couple of really good guys who are reasonably priced, so, and they come through every time.
All right, I'll let you know, but I mean, it took me a long time to wrap my head around it, but I'm
good
set.
on you.
Yeah, I'm set, and it's so my book is it's 28-page story. I think I might stick to that format because I like a full story. And originally I was thinking, oh, well, I'll make the first issue a little thicker, instead of maybe 25 pages, because I want to give more than Marvel and DC.
Yeah, flush it out a little bit.
But 28's not too far off from 25, so why not? And then there's going to be a lot of back material. Like, I don't even have one book out, and I have a stack of fan art from different people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you've been posting the character for so long, or people have gone to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a character I originally created in my late teens. Mm-hmm. It was back then. It was just a visual. Here's a hero in a costume and a name.
Yep.
I drew the character twice. I think one version was black and green. One version was black and red. It almost looked like Christmas, and I don't know how. I drew the character. I put the name at the top, and I don't know how, but one day I walked into my father's room. Like, my father had a separate bedroom for the occasions. Like, he woke up really early in the morning for work. Didn't always want to disturb mom, so but he had the illustration, in a glass frame hanging on the wall.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, so at that point I was like, yeah, I got to do something with this character. That's cool. So all these years.
Let me do something. Let me do a pinup. You got a stack of them. I can throw something on the top of the stack. That'd be fun.
Sure. Yeah. I might even do some people do a supplemental. I don't get what supplemental means. It's just another, have you seen a campaign with a book called Supplemental Book?
Yeah, I've never heard the term for comic books. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's extra. It's maybe what you have, but in the back of your book. Okay. But they have a whole different comic with maybe short stories, maybe pinups, maybe
miscellaneous
descriptions. Stuff. Yeah, fan art.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
I
have something like that for KANIN, actually. It's called the sketchbook, right? Just a bunch of random stuff that I did developing it.
I mean, people trying to think of how to beef up a campaign to actually make a profit.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it, in my mind, is original art being available. It's just sitting here on my desk. If somebody wants to pay $100 for it or $200 for a cover, that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And then, like you said, I have a sketchbook for KANIN, stickers for $5, all that kind of stuff. But anyway.
The add-on section on Kickstarter, they didn't have any of that even a few years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty new, and I think it's pretty valuable. It doesn't have to be part of your regular tiers.
Yeah,
you can put your old books on there.
Right.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, all your other books or your
old PDFs or print. PDFs are the great thing, right? It doesn't cost you anything. It's just sitting there in a file and you send it away. Terrific.
Yeah. So What's your last week look like? Are you on a lot of shows, or how do you market yourself?
Yeah, I've done. Have I done? Are you the fourth show I've done? I think over the two issues.
I've
Um,
I've seen you on pop up on one other podcast on YouTube.
yeah,
Just
Kevin.
randomly typing your name and it came
Oh,
up.
really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I need to tell people about this, right? So, I have a Pilot Studios official page on Instagram, which I don't do much. When I post to Facebook, it automatically goes to Instagram. Otherwise, I'm not
Right.
there much. I have a Blue Sky account, and then Threads, same. It just automatically posts there, and then I just started TikTok a few weeks ago. Is my name Ben Ferrari 6, maybe? Pilot Studios, and I've just been, and that's video only, so it's learning a whole new thing, and I'm only doing it because I need to tell people about the books, and that
Yeah.
seems to be the popular way. That's where a lot of people are. So I done a half a dozen videos on TikTok? I think so. Just me sitting here, just as you see myself talking about various aspects of the books, and that's fun. I don't know that I've gotten any traction out of it. But I got to try new things. I can't just
That's
share to
where
the
we
same.
connected.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. How funny. Because I
Yeah.
know you, I mean, I know of you anyway on Facebook, but yeah, you saw me on on TikTok. That's really funny. So that worked out. All worth it.
Yeah, I'm relatively new.
Yeah.
It's hard to judge because I look at TikTok and it's like everything seems to be hitting a hell of a lot more than other places.
Okay.
You know,
More people
like
are seeing what you're saying.
it's
Okay.
it's like they're throwing big numbers at you. Like, oh, this has been seen 100 times. This has been seen 300 times. Blah
Uh-huh.
blah 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 blah. But if you go to like if you're on Facebook and you go like behind the scenes, the numbers are bigger than what you see publicly.
Hmm.
So is that what they're showing you on TikTok? It's like I kind of wonder how it's figured out.
And
Like,
and I think the thing about TikTok is people are seeing 3 seconds of a video. Does that
yeah,
mean they've now seen your video and that counts? It must, obviously, clearly it does. But how much depth or actual reach is that? I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. It's all relative, I guess. But
Yeah.
I seem to get more traction on TikTok, but I haven't made one sale there, so there's that.
Okay. Well, that answers that. How would you
uh,
know? How would you know if you made a sale there? Is there a store for
well,
it?
I mean, like, okay, so I would say I've been most successful on Facebook because um, I've had the most interaction with other creators to where I eventually got work.
Good.
I've had people direct message me for artwork. It's like I've
Cool.
gotten more work and money through Facebook like
Cool.
that than
Yep.
anywhere else.
Okay.
So like if I was to make a sale on TikTok, I don't have any store set up there, but if somebody messaged me there saying, "Hey, I like this piece of artwork, can I buy it?" I'd
Right.
be sure.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm. Um, yeah, I for a long time I wasn't accepting friends. I wasn't searching for friends on Facebook, to expand that audience, which was, I think, a
right.
mistake. I was kind of like, well, I don't want more than 900, right? So I would regularly call, and that probably shot myself in the foot with that, where I could have 5,000 people supposedly seeing something I'm selling. I have 900 or 1,000 now, so that was a
Yeah.
mistake. So I'm doing the opposite on TikTok. It's just follow, 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 and then it seems like most of those people are doing the same. So I don't know. Is that going to work out in the end? I have no idea.
Um, well, I actually I'm open to being full on Facebook. I've been at 5,000 friend close personal friends on Facebook for years.
Okay.
On TikTok, I'm like, I don't want, it's like you got to be an artist, you got to be a writer, you painter, fine, sculpture, fine, it's like creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to watch your videos about people making fun of people or whatever. Like
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. No
yeah. So I am more selective there, but I don't know. I've been there a short time. Maybe it's been months. I forget when I joined, but close to 800 followers or whatever it is. So it's a slow climb, but it seems quicker as far as things getting views and people haunting, commenting, whatever,
Uh-huh.
more interaction there, kind of sort of.
It seems that way.
Yeah, like we'll see if it does me any good.
Yeah.
So we've got an hour. Like, is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to tell people? I could put like, do you have a link tree or just like, you said you're on Etsy? I could put
I am
other
on
links
Etsy.
down below.
Yeah. Etsy's become the. I used to have all kinds of books there, and I pared it down to just my Always Punch Nazi stuff. So yeah, that's there. Most of my books, for a while there, I was shifting the rest of my books because I've got boxes of them over to Shopify, and that's just sort of a longer process that it's hard to commit to. So it's tough to do. I don't have a storefront, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something I'm working on.
Well, people could direct message you and say, "Hey, I want this book. I want that book." Right?
Absolutely, yes. But it's kind of foolish of me not to have a storefront of some kind because a lot of books are available actually on indieplanet.com. Kablam is my printer, the print-on-demand printer, and they do a great job, and they have a storefront. And so, there's a lot of books on Indie Planet, and they sell from time to time, but I rarely promote it,
Right.
Like I really should be promoting it. There's only so much time in the day,
That's the thing. I mean,
I don't even have time to draw these days. It's just the hour or two that I get in the evenings I'm promoting, or I'm working on other books. I haven't even mentioned a series called Warhawk and Magni Adventures. We did a couple of short stories with a Captain America style character in World War II. He's an American Indian, and he goes over into Germany as an American, and he's fighting Nazis. And then there's a character named Magni, who is a Superman type character who was raised by Hitler. He's the bad guy in these stories. And we created that in the Always Punch Nazis pages of Volume 1. And we loved it, both characters. So we ended up doing more. And we ended up having 2 full issues of Warhawk and Magni short stories. I'm sorry, the second issue I drew an entire 22-page adventure in World War II. And they actually team up, not in those issues, but in the end, they become friends. And, the Magni character realizes that maybe this isn't a good idea, killing all these people, etc. Hitler is the bad guy. So we ended up doing a 3rd issue. So right now, in this week, I'm putting together the final touches on a 3rd issue of Warhawk and Magni, drawn by my friend Stephen Wilcox, with a story by Jay Hewer. And like you said, that's Isaac Bellows doing. I have the trade paperback I'm working on at the exact same time. So I think I'm going to do a Kickstarter in the next couple of months for issue 3 and the trade paperback at the same time. And people can get just issue 3 if they enjoyed the first 2, or they can get the trade, with all 3 together. So, when I'm not working on that, I'm promoting, or I'm trying to get to my drawing table, or, there's a zillion little things for 10 different projects,
Yeah. I mean, it's like we're not Marvel or DC. We don't have big companies trying to buy us out all the time.
That's not happening.
yeah, it's like, you know, we do what we can, and it's the way it is. But you know, well, it's great to finally talk with you and to get to know more about what you're up to and all
Same.
that.
Same. Thank you very much for reaching out on TikTok. And
My
yeah, thanks to Unhinged Ent for all the nice comments and thoughts.
yeah,
If anybody has any questions about Kanin the Marauder, please, contact me, friend me on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or Blue Sky or whatever, Threads even. It's been really good hanging out with you, Peter.
thanks. Good hanging out with you, Ben. Yeah, I mean, there's more people watching than have commented. I'm not normally doing this late, so it's not, normally my audience. But more people watch this after the shows. So hopefully enough people watch it, and maybe some will come over to your Kickstarter and pledge there. You know, that's always the hope.
Yep. Exactly.
But yeah, throw me a couple of your links, and I'll add them to the description box, and people can check you out everywhere.
I'll do that right now.
All right. So if you're watching this, like this video so it gets seen around more, and share it out with your friends. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And I'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
So keep making comics and art.